Hey everybody, Cinephile Mike here with day 29 of Award Season Reviews Season 2, and it is the continuation of Based on a True Story Week. Today's film is Netflix's Rustin, written by Julian Brees and Dustin Lance Black and directed by George C. Wolfe. Rustin is the biopic of civil rights activist Bayard Rustin. Now, as this is a Netflix film, there is no domestic box office reference that I could find, nor has the film yet had its international theatrical release, so my apologies to my box office pundits. There is no information to share box office wise. Award season wise, there has been some pretty constant recognition at the awards for two categories. First up, in the role of Bayard Rustin, Coleman Domingo had a very different role than what we see him for those of you that have seen The Color Purple. He has been nominated for Best Actor in a Drama at the Golden Globe Awards and has also been nominated for Best Actor for the Critics' Choice Awards. Additionally, he received the Actor Award for Film at this year's Critics' Choice Award celebration of cinema and television. Many predict that he will be an Oscar contender as well. Now, the other potential nominee is Lenny Kravitz for his original song Road to Freedom. Now, like Domingo, he holds nominations for this category at the Critics' Choice Awards and the Golden Globes. He is also a contender for the Oscar because he is currently one of the 15 on the shortlist for Best Original Song. So, he is a very good contender there. Now, Rustin focuses on that key year or so in the life of Bayard Rustin's life and his role in organizing the famed March on Washington in 1963, where Martin Luther King delivered the historic and iconic I Have a Dream speech. However, while we as a society know there were issues with planning this event, we learned about it in school, there were even more that Rustin had to tackle as he was working on this that we weren't necessarily taught about. While working with the NAACP and other planners, the topic of his sexuality provided some challenges. Now, at the time, Rustin was ahead of the ages living openly as a gay man, and he did not hide this. He wanted people to accept him for who he was, but many didn't necessarily see this as a fair thing and also would try to weaponize this information for personal gain, which led to tensions with both friends and foes. So not only is Rustin having to fight with all of the general issues that people were dealing with planning the march, he's also dealing with the personal struggles that come. And without too much spoiling and who gets involved, I'm going to leave it there. Now, the film very smartly chooses to focus on this one primary year of history and the challenges that, were happening. We have some minor flashbacks that are done in black and white to underscore kind of select events that Rustin experienced that informs decisions being made, but we don't rely on this. Oftentimes biopics, they get caught up trying to cover so much information that they get lost, but that's not the case here. All of the recognition also, I have to say, that Domingo is receiving for his portrayal, it's all very well deserved. He digs into the humanity of this man that he is playing, and he creates someone that we want to root for from the jump point of the film. Now, there are also some strong supporting performances surrounding him that I want to highlight that I felt were good. Amala Amin as his often friend and sometimes foe, Martin Luther King Jr., CCH Pounder as civil rights activist Dr. Anna Hedgeman, and a fictional role that was created for this film, Elias Taylor, played by Johnny Ramey, who is a fictionalized married preacher of the NAACP who becomes one of Rustin's closeted lovers. So that also introduces some interesting challenges throughout the film. Another standout, and in almost like in almost blink and you miss it, is this year's almost guaranteed Best Supporting Actress winner for The Holdovers this year, Divine Joy Randolph. But she has a brief moment to shine in Rustin as Mahalia Jackson, and she just delivers this powerful rendition of an excerpt of "I've been buked and I've been scorned," during the March on Washington. I had to rewind the film moment. I was like, wait, was that Randolph? It was. I had to check my sources. So, as far as other awards season possibilities, I feel the two that I've already discussed are the ones that work for this original song and actor. I mean, Rustin as a film, it follows many of the tropes of biopic cliches. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just doesn't make it stand out as this outstanding picture of the year. But Brees and Black wrote a very tight script that, highlights the important information we need. And again, in my educator perspective, is something that should be shared with U.S. history classes given his role in the March's organization. What raises the film just above, another biopic that we have in the grand scheme of, historical figures is Domingo's performance. He raises, the stakes, and, he's a man of consistent good work. I was introduced to him in Fear the Walking Dead, where he's incredible. If you haven't seen that show, please check it out. I feel he's finally getting recognition for turning in a consistent body of work over the last several years. At the brisk hour and 45 minutes, give or take, he makes this film watchable. So, in all, I give Rustin 4 out of 5 stars, a solid biopic to watch, especially if you're interested in civil rights history. If you haven't seen it yet, or you're dying to have a rewatch, as you know, it is streaming exclusively on Netflix. Netflix. I know how to say that. All right. As always, if you like what you heard here, please spread the word and click the subscribe button on my channel. Help me reach that 100 subscriber mark. You can follow me on all social media platforms for all other cinematic goodness, both related to award seasons and not. And you can compare film reviews with me on Letterboxd. All links necessary or needed are in the bio notes of the channel. All right. Tomorrow we head under the sea as we continue based on a true story week. And until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying, take a break and watch something new.